Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Level and Diecast. We do have some more cartooned on tap today. This is the first time we're covering Walgreens, though. This is Walgreens Series number 2, Walgreens exclusive. As of the time of this video, I still have yet to complete Series 1, but I have completed Series 2, so we're just going to go ahead and get into this. This is the first one. Now, the Walgreens cards are significantly smaller than the typical cartoon ones, and then they also have this nice silver script, kind of chrome silver script, for the word cartoon. So a little bit different than what you typically get from cartoon at the other retailers. There's the deets. There is the whole series right there, 1 through 8. We're going to go through the whole series. Start off with this one right here. 1968 Chevy El Camino, which is number 1. So we'll pop this guy out of here. Get our El Camino out. There is our El Camino, kind of done up like a Pro Street race car. You know, looks pretty good. Details on the side says Team Lucky Racing, MGA Entertainment, all that good stuff like that. It looks pretty good. Seeing superchargers. Details on the front. That's just a solid piece of chrome, so nothing particularly fancy on it. Does have a little bit of print on the headlights though, a little bit of black print, which is nice. A matte black hood on there with some hood prints, some hood pin prints on there. Looks pretty good. Then there's your typical cartooned deco there in the back window. Taillights done up pretty good. Not too shabby. Like I said, we don't typically get taillights, but maybe they're going to start doing some more taillights. Pizza cutters in the front, as I like to call them, for these drag cars. And then, of course, your big, huge drag radials in the back with some CT on the side, which, of course, we know just stands for cartoon, which is perfectly fine. All right, number 2 in the mix, 57 Chevy Bel Air. So nothing particularly fancy. This particular set is not going to be super great. A lot of the same. We'll get this out of here. There is our Bel Air. It does use these really nice wheels on there. So these are kind of similar to Hot Wheels GT wheels. So they look good. Look good. A little bit of silver print on top of the pearl white, which is actually a really nice look. I really dig that. Details on the front. A little bit of silver for the headlights. A little bit of black print around the chrome bumper area. And then details in the back. A little bit of taillights done up, which is good. It says cartooned in the back. This one's a little bit crooked. So it looks like maybe the printer didn't quite run on there perfectly. But that pearl white looks ridiculously nice. Very nice. Super clean. Super clean. Sometimes I prefer the cleaner look more than to the busy looks. All right, next one up, 57 GMC panel, number 3 in the mix. This one's a little bit busier, not crazy busy, but it's definitely a little bit busier. It's got two-toned with a color split in there. It does have a beige kind of color for the bottom, purple for the top, but then it's kind of split up with an orange stripe, which is a very interesting color combination. Cartoon there on the side. Details on the back. Looks like the print isn't that great on this one as far as the transition from purple to tan. But the taillights are done up pretty nicely. Details on this side. This uses the exact same wheels as that Bel Air we just looked at. And then details on the front. A little bit of that orange striping to follow the front. So kind of interesting that they included that in there. And then lots of chrome bits and a little bit of print for the headlights. So it's all right. It's all right. This one's not the greatest of quality, which is kind of shocking. You know, cartoon has kind of made a name of themselves for being very high quality, especially their paint. All right, next one up, number 4 in the mix, 56 Chevy Nomad. 56 Chevy Nomad. This one is two-tone chocolate and gold. This particular color combination is absolutely fantastic. So don't see this too much in real life, but when we do see it, it's quite nice. It is a nice dark metallic chocolate color. It's just absolutely fantastic. I mean, it looks just like a chocolate bar. A little bit of gold, dark gold for the back part, not gold chrome, just darker chrome, which I think is important. Wraps all the way around the back of it. That looks excellent. Cartoon on there, taillights done up. Silver print around everything looks good. I'm not a huge fan of the chrome, but I'm not really sure what other color they could have done. So, and then this one uses kind of Krager style wheels. Looks good. So not too shabby, not too shabby. Of course, they all have the same base. We've already touched base on that. Multiple bases. All right, number 5 in the mix, 53 Chevy pickup. The Carter on this one is exceptionally nice. The model is probably not going to look quite as nice, but I do like the red wheels. I think the red wheels are very, very cool. Get this popped out of there. The tan kind of color on there. Looks like I have a blemish on my hood. A little bit of a blemish in the paint right there, unfortunately. But the red wheels looks pretty good. It's not very dark red. It's a little opaque. The wheels are black molded. The color's like a black mold. Maybe these ones might be chrome molded or just blank molded. But it's paint on there regardless, and it's not dark enough red. So it definitely needs to be significantly darker. The chrome hubs look okay. Again, this one not exactly the best. The Carter looked really good, but the model execution's not that great. Details on the front, just a little bit of silver print on the headlights. Details around the back. This one does have a plate on there. It says Seafoam from California. Looks pretty decent. Cartooned on the back window right there. Then, of course, it does have a matte white cover for the bed, which is actually part of the casting. So, you know, again, I like the Seafoam color, tealish color, with the red combination. But this red is just not dark enough. It's just not anywhere near dark enough. So they needed to go way, way, way darker on that. So again, the quality execution is not that great on that one either. That one's struggling a little bit. All right, number 6, 47 Chevy Fleetline. This one in a double purple dip, looking very, very nice. Again, very, very nice color combination, especially on this era cars, 30s and 40s, with all these big arches, these big over fenders. I think when they do two-tone colors like this, where you have a separate color, then you do all your arches, I think that looks just absolutely, absolutely amazing. It says Berry Bomb on the rear wheel cover, so really, really cool. Nice deep purple, a little bit of chrome, kind of a little bit of a chrome look to it for the wheels, but that purple looks fantastic. Of course, you can't see the rear ones because they are completely hidden up. Does have a couple of pieces on there for the little spotlights. This visor on top of the windshield is also an added-on piece. But details in the front, pretty straightforward. A little bit of print for the headlights. A little bit of print for the taillights in the back. Does have cartoon in the window, which is a staple. They do that on every model in existence. And then there is that nice purple. The finish looks fantastic. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's probably one of my favorite releases of this particular casting. I think this one is probably one of the best looking castings, being it's all scrunched up in tuned style. That's just kind of my opinion. I don't know. That gives me like Dick Tracy and like Roger Rabbit vibes for some reason. All right, easily the coolest one in the whole entire mix, 79 GMC Vandura, number 7. Of course, decoed up exactly like the A-Team van. Exactly like the A-Team van. Of course, it's not licensed, obviously. No big deal, but it is exactly the A-Team van. There's literally no way around this. Perfect prints up there. It does have the graphite on the top, the black on the bottom, of course, with the red splitting it. Red wheels on there. This is a new wheel. Newer wheel. Maybe not. I think this wheel's been on the Corvette a couple of times. But very interesting to see it in red. Very interesting to see it in red. It's kind of like a knockoff wheel. It looks good. Looks good. This is an extra visor added onto the top, of course, to pull off the A-Team style, as well as the wing on the back here, which is a staple. And then, of course, the brush guard in the front for sure. That one is in solid black, but that is a separate piece. Looks very, very good. Details in the back just says CT on there. No taillight prints on this one, but this one is ridiculously cool. Ridiculously cool. This is by far, this is by far the coolest one in the entire release, number 2 for Walgreens. Easily that one's the coolest. Nothing's going to top that. And then we end on number 8, which is our 63 Chevy Corvette split window. This particular casting is meh. It's a meh casting. So we'll get this out of here. In a metallic blue color. Does have those really nice 5-spoke spiral wheels, which I think look really good on the Camaro and on this Corvette as well. But I think they look better on the Camaro. But I'll take it. Cartooned on the rear quarter panel right there. They don't put the print in the back window for some reason, but they do put it on the side quarter panel on both sides in silver. A little bit of print in the back for the tail lights, which is nice. Details in the front. There's no prints or anything like that. Just a chrome bumper in there. And then, of course, just, it's a Corvette. So throw that there. So nothing particularly fancy. Kind of more of the same old. I know I get the same mixed reactions from everybody. You know, people are like, I really like them, but they just keep releasing the same old, same old. So I think that's one of the reasons why this one is so good in this set, because it's completely out of left field with comparison to everything else here. So anyways, that is Walgreens Series number 2. As of the time of this video, I still don't have Series 1, but at some point in time when I do it, I will link that at the end of this video once I get it. Otherwise, for now, check out some other cartoon stuff. We try to do it all here at LMD. Catch you next time. Peace!